Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Red Elevator. I'm Nina Takesh. I would like to point out that this is a red elevator. Some people have been a little confused about why the name of the channel is Red Elevator, and this is why. So today we are going to have very fun time because so many of you have asked me, how do you become an interior designer? I'm going to talk about how I became an interior designer and how you can become one too. So follow me and let's get right into it. So many of you ask me what I am wearing, and I love to share my outfits with you. Today I am wearing a silk blouse from Isabelle Marant and pants from Kite, spelled with a K-H, and my shoes are Gucci from The Real. I will link all of these pieces below in the description body of this video so that you too can perhaps purchase these items. Before I get into the secrets of how to become an interior designer and share my ideas with you, let's just take this moment quickly, if I may ask, for you to subscribe below. This will help my channel so that I can continue to give you exactly the content that you want. So take a moment, subscribe, ring the bell, and let's get right into it. To be an interior designer, you do not have to have a degree in interior design. You can, of course, get one, and there are lots of schools that have programs that have emphasis in interior design. But what you can also do is what I did, which is you can get a 4-year degree at a accredited school and get a bachelor's in arts. And what I took when I took my bachelor's in arts was a lot of classes in architecture. I thought I was actually going to be an architect, so I was very much interested and learned about all the great architects and a lot of math classes because I thought I was going to get into architecture. But there are lots of art classes within the Bachelor's of Arts where you can learn about what is visual understanding, interior design, and emphasize directly and specifically in that field. Some of the schools that actually offer these degrees as an undergraduate, if you decide that you are absolutely certain that you want to be an interior designer, and some of these top schools are like Cornell, GW, of course there's Parsons, which is ideal for either fashion, interior design, RISD, the Rhode Island School of Design. So if you are lucky enough to be able to get into some of these schools, you will be secure and safe in a future in interior design. If for whatever reason you've decided that you want to take this and pursue this later on in life, then what I recommend that you do is immediately start offering your services pro bono. In my case, what I did was I happened to go to business school. Now, did business school teach me anything about interior design? No. But everything I learned in business school has really applied to my life as an interior designer and the business aspect of interior design. So in fact, it was quite useful. What I tell people who ask me how to become an interior designer, I always tell them, if you are a visual person, if you eat, live, and breathe interior design as I do, then you will be successful. I grew up in a home where my father was an architect, and literally I would peruse the pages of Architectural Digest regularly. And in fact, I would steal them from my parents' subscription and I would bring them into my room and I'd put them in my bookcase. I don't know why I did that at a very young age, possibly around 7 or 8. That is because I loved homes, interiors, and architecture. I remember taking classes, art classes in high school and drawing buildings and interiors, which was a little bit unusual. So if you are that person or you aspire to be that person, what I recommend that you do is study, eat, and breathe everything interior design. Study architecture, study some of the great architects of the world, because interior design and architecture are actually quite married. Study people like Le Corbusier, Mies van der Rohe, Frank Lloyd Wright. All of these designers and architects are people that have really shaped my vision and have given me the foreground to becoming an interior designer. Additionally, one thing that you can do immediately without even having a degree in interior design is to start collecting photos that inspire you. As simple as it is, you can use tools like Pinterest, which didn't exist before. Start pinning, pin away. This is a great way for you to learn about interior design, learn what looks good, learn from everybody else. There are so many resources online. Research. Research is a very important part and a very important aspect of interior design. Luckily, you have the internet, and the internet will allow you to research projects, research the past, and learn. Learn for yourself, learn because you love it. Pick up books from Frances Elkins, Dorothy Draper, whatever it is that interests you. Pick up Architectural Digest, read. Learn from the new masters of interior design. Look at what Nate Berkus is doing, or look at Kelly Wearstler and what she's doing. There are so many incredible interior designers, and they all have different visions. This takes me to my next point. The ideal thing you want to do when becoming an interior designer, after you've received your degree, or if you decide to go back to school, is to pick your look. Now, you can't be all over the place as an interior designer. It doesn't work. Every interior designer has their style. What's your style? What do you like? Are you casual? Are you more edgy? Do you like geometric patterns? Do you like soft colors? Whatever that look is, it must be your signature style. If you look at somebody like Kelly Wearstler, she has a very specific style that's recognizable. So what you want to do is you want to be recognized in the industry for your style and your look. We are lucky or unlucky enough to be in an age of absolute transparency and social media. Social media has a lot of positives, and this is one of them. You can actually market yourself, as I do, online. You can not only have a website, which is now easy to build and you can build them on your own, but you can also have a social media channel under Instagram, as I do. And I encourage all of you to look at my Instagram handle at Nina Takesh in order to learn how I market myself. Marketing is a very big part of the visual aspect of becoming an interior designer and sharing your vision with the world. You are lucky enough that you can actually use this tool, whether it be YouTube as you're watching, or whether it be Instagram. Don't be shy. Share your passion. Don't think about what others might say about your vision. You can only be honest and truthful and be yourself, and if you do that, you will be successful. Trust me, I was very hesitant at first to open up my world and my life to social media. But I have found more encouragement from social media than anything else. And I have found a lot of support and a lot of love, and I know that you can too. Be kind, be generous, and make sure that you learn from those that have really opened up the pathway for you in social media, and it can really be a wonderful tool. What would be very helpful for you to get if you don't have a degree in interior design is your NCID accreditation. It's a National Council for Interior Design. Once you get your accreditation, you are going to be able to shop in certain spaces that you wouldn't be able to before. Designers have access to a lot of sources that the public is not really even aware of. So if you were to go into a design center with your NCID certification, you will have trade prices and you will have access to showrooms that the public does not have access to. These showrooms are very important because these are the places where you will be shopping for your clients. So if anything, I would get the NCID certification as soon as possible. Once you've studied, perhaps have your certification, have really put a lot of time into what your look is, then the idea is to go and look for clients, which you just did with my mention of social media. But one way to really get noticed is to do pro bono work. In the beginning, you must. Why? Because who is going to hire someone who's never worked before? It's very unlikely you will get jobs, but you can get jobs if you offer your services for free. Do it for a family member. Do it for yourself. Interior design is something that can easily be self-taught, And if you've got the vision, you can definitely get it done. The next step is to build a portfolio. After you have offered your services to every family member that will allow you to design for them, you have now built a portfolio. Make sure you get professional shots taken of the spaces that you have designed. That is incredibly important. You will upload those photos onto a website or on any of your social media channels, and that way people can search for you, they can find you. If you have a specialty, for instance, kitchens, I would highlight that. Make sure that you stand out, make yourself original. Become somebody that you wish you could aspire to be, and it will happen. Once you have your portfolio, then you need to start talking and thinking about what it is that you want to charge. Be confident in yourself. Know that if you've gone this far between studying, getting your certification, teaching, learning, not teaching, but learning from others, reading every material you can get your hands on, you are now ready to be an interior designer. You have experimented with your relatives, and now you're ready to experiment with the general population. I would offer your services through your social media channels, and then I would wait for the bait. And at that point, you wait for people to reach out to you. And most of my interior design work, literally 99% of it, comes from word of mouth. If you do one great project, you will see how quickly someone else is going to want to hire you. Word of mouth in interior design is really the most important tool. Once that person gives your name to a friend, then that is how you will grow as an interior designer. Now that you have really started a successful interior design business, things are going to catapult and snowball. Make sure that you keep very good track of every little detail. A big portion of interior design is actually keeping track of the details. There are a lot of details in interior design, and those details need to be accounted for. You need to be very detail oriented. I am a Virgo, I am naturally detail oriented. You need to think of every detail, and you need to keep spreadsheet-like, color-coded type of filing system so that you keep track of every client, every order, every room, and you can come up with a system that works for you. But being organized in this particular field is incredibly important. One of the most important things about becoming an interior designer, and I have students and adults alike contact me all the time, Nina, what do I do? How do I become an interior designer? One thing you have to do, and if there's one thing you take away from this video, is immediately sign up for a CAD course. Learn how to do SKETCHUP, learn how to do CAD, one or the other, both even better. CAD is a little bit more difficult. SKETCHUP is a little bit more user-friendly. Learn the programs. You will have a lot of added value. Why? Because then you can offer your services to other interior designers, apprentice with them, learn from them. A lot of older interior designers don't know these programs because they have been doing interior design work for many years in the old-fashioned way. The old-fashioned way is now gone, and everything is turning digital. If you are good with 3D imagery, CAD, and SKETCHUP, you will be light years ahead of any other person out there. Lastly, be confident. Don't go into meetings being afraid and doubt yourself. Do not doubt yourself. Be confident. Tell people what you're good at, and listen. Listening is a very important key tool as an interior designer. Don't talk too much. Listen to what the client is looking for. They will usually tell you exactly what they want. And if you're listening, you can give them exactly the look that they want as well. People are going to resonate with your style. They're going to seek you because you speak to them. Your style is very much important in the way that you attract clients. The clients who seek me actually have very much the same taste as I do, and that's not hard to believe because those are the photos and those are the works that I put out that are very much in line with my vision. So just remember, show your style, be out there, don't be afraid, and you can become an incredible designer yourself. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Red Elevator. I know that the tips that I gave you do work. They work because they worked for me. If you believe in yourself, you can become the interior designer of your dreams. The power of visualization is really key and critical. Oprah once said, whatever you visualize will materialize. Now, I don't know if she said it in those words, but I like that quote. Please let me know exactly what topics interest you so that I can share the kind of information you are looking for. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you again next time on this channel, The Red Elevator.